Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in to another DeSci live stream. Today is Friday, which means it is a Build Bill day. We will be going over AI agent Bill and some of his new tool features. We will be battle testing him live today so that you guys can see the process. And then I have a special announcement. Something exciting is going to be happening on Monday, so hopefully you guys are ready to go and as excited as I am, especially as we see Bitcoin continuing to rise higher and higher and higher, $102,000 per Bitcoin. Very exciting time in the market indeed. We saw a honestly an even more exciting time with Ethereum, as Ethereum's got some catching up to do. We saw 2 days in a row of Ethereum going straight up, which is super exciting. We see it raised 23% yesterday. And then today it was up another 12%, but we're seeing a bit of a pullback today. I'll take a little bit of a pullback after a 23% move in a single day. So that right there is exactly what we needed to see Ethereum do in order to make sure that it was going to maintain this bull market structure and continue to rally higher. A lot of people counted it down and out, but now we are seeing the entire market roar back to life. So hopefully you guys are excited and amped up. Good morning, MK. How's it going, King Alexander? Welcome into the live stream, Zaj. Hopefully you guys made some good money. That's the goal, right? The goal is to make some good money. So I did not pull up the news that Bill wanted us to talk about here today, but that's okay. It is what it is, right? I can pull it up if you guys want to see some of the DeSci news, or we can just scroll the good old-fashioned way, how we did it before Bill would put together these nice little summaries for me to use. Build a bill. Let's go. Bill right now, speaking of Bill, is sitting at that $200,000 market cap, so still very fresh and young and small, very, very much upside potential. Referencing Doge. I almost called it dog coin. The structure looks really good. So Bill bottomed out here at 1/4 of a penny and is now all the way up to 2 cents, representing a 500% increase. We will see Bill continue to truck higher and push all the way back up to all-time highs and much further as we continue to build out Bill's infrastructure and get him starting to receive partnerships with some of the other DeSci projects in the space. So that'll be really, really exciting. Let's go ahead and give a little bit of a sneak peek, not really a sneak peek, of some of the tests for Bill. So this is the Telegram chat that I have opened up here for Bill to test. He is DeSci Guy, the bot. You guys can't see his name, so that's probably actually good. I just exposed it. No talking to him yet, please. God, don't talk to him yet. Yeah, so let's go ahead and ask, hey Bill, what's the price of research coin? So one of the things that I want Bill to be better at here in the immediate future is his speed of response. I also want to increase his accuracy in responding to the questions. So he's good at pulling up token price information. He's pretty reliable in getting the appropriate data. And then you can actually even go click on the deck screener link, which he always gives, so that you can go see it for yourself. Research coin up 4% on the day at a $40 million market cap. Pretty good. Research coin structure is actually looking gorgeous. So if there was a time to load up on research coin, it would be right now. Oh, W in the chat, C90. Let's go. You gave it to Oh Man No. W. Let's go. I'm going to go ahead and put this in. I'm going to take a second to go put this live stream in the Bill chat, because I always feel like nobody remembers that we're live doing this. So give me a second. And then I shall take this and I shall, actually, let's just put it right here, live right now. And then I'll put it in the diamond chat as well. We are live right now with Bill. Showcasing Bill. I don't want people to think he's here right now. Okay, there you go. And then we'll come back here, go there. So yeah, what up? What's good, Stare? Welcome in. Welcome everyone. Welcome in. So we want to ask questions. What is some recent news from Research Coin? Or let's ask Research Hub because that's more specifically. And then we'll tag Bill, although we're in the chat, so we can't just tag him. So I will just, to make sure that he responds to it, I will reply to the message. Assembling the atoms of my reply. It's probably not going to stay with that little pop-up message there. I'll replace it with something else, but that's so that you know he received your message, right? Good morning, David. I just got water on myself. Ugh. That's just so that you know he received the message. So there you go. Here are the latest updates from Research Hub as of May 2025. So on the 7th, the 6th, the 5th, he gave me the 30th, even though it's not accurate to May, but that's okay. Research Hub announced a focus of open source science to enhance transparency and accountability in research funding. The link to the tweet, it opened it up on the different tab. So we get a video from Research Hub. Bam. Research Hub. Patrick Joyce from Research Hub sitting down with Draper from Boost VC. So very exciting. That's definitely something that we should have Bill summarize for us. Yeah, that video is something that we want to have to not watch if we don't want to. Although it's only 1 minute and 15 seconds, and they're just talking about the advancements of Research Hub. So that's pretty cool. Nice to see. What else should we ask him? What are the tokenomics of Research Hub? Research Coin. We want to be specific. What's the circulating supply? Let's see. That's a multi-layer question. A little bit of a tough one. It appears that he did not pick it up though. He did not give me that little confirmation because I did not mention him. I didn't tag him. He's just like a regular person, only a little bit less with the responses. So you gotta let him know that you're talking to him. Otherwise, he's not gonna pick it up. The point being, the reason behind that is that even though I'm in a one-on-one chat with him right now, he's gonna exist in a giant Telegram chat, right? And a giant Discord server. And so I don't want him out there just responding to messages that are not involving him at all. Got excited last night, so I made a spreadsheet script to retrieve Dex Screener price data of my portfolio and plot the total historical value, the thing you do when you're pre-rich. I love that, Stare. I love that. That's funny AF. You basically just made a portfolio tracker, right? You combine all those so that you get the average cost of your portfolio, give it weightings and everything. So total supply, Research Coin, initial circulating supply, very low. Let's see if he got the full current circulating supply. He did not pull the exact circulating supply right now, but maybe if I ask him more specifically, Bill, what's the current circulating supply of RSC? Let's see. The other thing that you guys can abundantly see right here is that his responses are not formatted in a way that is super nice to read, right? It's very robotic. Okay, so he did not get the current circulating supply because that's not accurate. But it's little things like this that I'll be working on. So I wanted him to do out the math, right? And the maximum rate of increase in circulating supply is 50 million, or at least just go grab Dex Screener. But let's see what he linked here. Yeah, so he linked the white paper. He went ahead and grabbed the white paper to show me. Pretty nice. Pretty cool. Because then at that point, he gave you a rough starting point. You can just go start asking. But this is V2 of Bill. Good morning, Sarah. Good morning. Good morning. How's everyone doing? Welcome in. We are going over the Bill build. We are giving some test runs for you guys. And the exciting news I was going to say that I was going to wait until later to tell you guys, but come Monday, I will be putting out V2 of Bill into the Telegram Diamond member chat. So then everyone can gain access to him and start beta testing and start pushing the boundaries to see what he is capable of and what he needs some improvement on. So this weekend will be a busy weekend for me. I shall be making sure that everything is functional for that. Very exciting. Yes, indeed. Good morning, Rorales. Good morning. Okay, we can bring him back up and you guys can give me questions to ask him if you want. Let's go through some of the news for DeSci Shillers today. What has been happening in the market. So let's scroll back up to the top. We got Spec Truth. Exciting news, Spec Truth DAO roadmap unveiled. We're thrilled to share the next steps in Spec Truth's journey. I really like this. The DNA as a spiral staircase is actually pretty cool. That's a really cool image that he generated. So W Spec Truth. Haven't seen him here in quite some time now, but Q2, initiate research in Mexico. Q3, initiate TSD research in Ukraine. Begin machine learning AI and CBT project in Argentina. Damn, the dude's all over the place. Integrate data from Aleda, Identech, Axon onto Hippocrat mainnet. Oh, okay. So Spec is going to be built on Hippocrat mainnet. Damn. That's interesting. That's very interesting, actually. We got something from Amino Chain here today. Only 3 more days until the ISBR BER conference kicks off, and we can't wait to show you what we've been building. W. One sleep app to rule them all. They got Stadium Science out here shilling the sleep app. You guys can go bet on sleeping with Stadium Science. Mudo is doing a burn party. Interesting. So they're burning some of the supply. Let's see what price is looking like for Mudo. Up 28% today. Let's go. They needed that. They definitely needed that price to jump right there. Let's see if it ends up being one of the rallies like this and it ends up just selling off again, or if it's one that will be sustainable. Time shall tell. You guys are very quiet today. What's going on? You guys got the Friday jitters? You guys just excited for it to be Friday? What's happening? Love to see it. Bill out here responding to Chris. What matters to me is that we have several new groundbreaking AI-based research projects lined up to receive funding from Axon, each solving real-world problems and returning real-world value. Because isn't that the point? It's also worth noting that each has the potential to be early movers in billion-dollar industries. AI plus blockchain at work, delivering new science. Enter the new age. One AXGT at a time. How's AXGT doing? Oh, C90 is back to driving. That explains it. C90 is the top contributor to the chat. All right. Axon AXGT looking like it is working to put some higher highs in right here. It definitely looks like it just broke out. This rally here that's happening definitely looks like it was a breakout of Axon's price from this downward structure. So that is good. It has finally formed that support. Sad it's Friday. Really wanted to see price action pull through, but weekends are slow. Damn. I'm playing CODM. I don't even know what that is, but listening to you. Hell yeah, Sarah. W. Good. I'm happy to see that you are listening to the live stream. Multitasking. Multitasking. Bullish. what I wanted to look up and see bio. So I made a post yesterday that said that bio on a 6-year time frame would outperform Bitcoin. And I do believe that. I do believe, and I don't even think it's that hard of an argument to make. I said hot take, but I doubt it's really even that hot of a take because of how small bio is compared to Bitcoin. So bio right now sitting at 8 cents. It's having a good rally. Bio also just broke out from this downtrend that it was in for a while. And so this is good. This is really good. Had an aggressive drop, right? And then it looks like it's done dropping. So let's see if it can actually pull through here. But I would really, really expect some pretty aggressive price action here on bio in the short term. And the long term. Short term being a couple months. Let's grab those Fibonacci bars because I'm curious. I haven't done it for bio yet. So we got the launch, the peak here, and the bottom here. Nice. So we want to see bio get back up. The first major area that we should pay close attention to for bio, according to the Fib, is right here. I think we're at currently a pretty important line to watch. And then I think there'll be another short period of consolidation here. I think it'll shoot up to this, and that'll be like the end of a daily candle or something, and then it'll open and go to the next one. But this is pretty clean. So bio to 20 cents in the short term. Send it. Send it. How many of you guys are still hanging on to bio? How many of you guys are holding? That is a hot take though. I really don't think it is. Let's say, okay, let's say that we give Bitcoin the benefit of the doubt, right? And it's at 100,000 right now. And let's say in 6 years, it's pushing 500,000. In 6 years, let's say Bitcoin's pushing 500,000. So at the end of the decade, I think that's a pretty solid return for Bitcoin. I think going up to 500,000 by the end of the decade, by the start of 2031, is pretty good, pretty reasonable. You look at bio, that was a 400% return for Bitcoin. You give bio that 400% return and it's still not even back to all-time highs. It's just to 40 cents. I think that bio will be, in 6 years, I think bio will be much, much higher than where it ICO'd at, where it went live. Even if you give Bitcoin benefit of the doubt and put it all the way up to 1 million, you're still only talking 800% returns. 800% returns for bio puts us back at all-time highs. And I think that bio breaks all-time highs. I think bio will break all-time highs and be holding it still in 6 years. So I think that it is a better return rate on bio now that it seems that the fall is over, right? Obviously through this, it got decimated compared to Bitcoin, but moving forward, I'm holding bio, good. Holding SHI. SHI had a nice green day yesterday, which was definitely needed. It was at the bottom of this channel. Bottom of the channel, top of the channel. Hopefully it breaks out and holds above the channel so we can get some pushes back up to 70 cents and then $1, and then we can be back on the ways. Holding, I top blasted it initially, but I've bought some more at the bottom also. That's good, David. That is good. You DCA'd a little bit, lowered your cost basis on bio. All of you guys should have been getting into bio at a rate that's even lower than where it is right now. When they did the pre-sale, I told you guys that I was full porting into bio. I told you guys I was diving into bio protocol with all of my bio DAO tokens. And the price that those were at was down here at like 3 and 4 cents. I think the second raise you got to get in at 6 to 8 cents, which is where we're currently at right now. And so you'd just be breaking even. Like, I'm still up a double up on my initial entry into bio. It launching at 80 cents was ridiculous. That was insane. That was like pure euphoria in the market for DeSci. And it held it for days. Look at that. Like, it held up there at 70 to 80 cents for a couple days before starting its descent down to the price that everyone got in at. And then when people were no longer in profits, they stopped selling. And now we're going to get the reversal and things coming back to life. God damn. God damn. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. The chart looks eerily similar to ICP. Am I still holding? Yes. I still have a lot of bio. I sold, as soon as it launched, I sold a chunk of what I got on my unlock. But I've not sold a single penny after that day. After day one, I've not sold a single penny of it. Because I think that this has a really good chance of outperforming its peak here. So I sold a big chunk of it here. It was not all of the position. It wasn't even close to all the position. I wish I had sold all the position when looking back. But then it sold off and now we're chilling back down here. Bio. Bro, we got a pump in Dynx. Let's go. Let's go. 0xDNX. Where is it? How high is the pump? Yeah, 7%. Let's go. That is not a pump. I want a 40% pump on Dynx. Wake me up when it's up 40% in a day. That still isn't even enough. Wake me up when it's back above 10 cents. There's been a very clear logarithmic sell-off. We'll see. I mean, personally, I thought this was where it was bottoming, right? And then it broke below and continued down. And it looks like the same little structure here, if I can get my mouse there. I also, big time, like this right here is when I really thought it was bottoming. And then it went lower. And then it came up, and then it went lower. And then it came up, and then it went lower. And then it came up, and I hope it doesn't go lower. That's a god candle for Dynx. It really is, though, unfortunately. I think with the market turning around, we'll have a big change up, right? Because you go look at the sell-off that's happened for Dynx, and it's taken place since December of 24. And so you go look at the sell-off that happened in Bitcoin, and while it could have at least had a little bit of a pump before it sold off, it's really been selling off during the same time frame that Bitcoin sold off. And now Bitcoin is coming and it's starting to put all-time highs in again soon. Dominance is still trucking higher, but look at that. Look at that. Did we finally get it? Did we finally get it? Did I finally jinx dominance? You guys remember on the live stream 3 days ago when I was like, I hope dominance just keeps going up. It's never going to go down. This is going to be the Bitcoin dominance cycle, and it's just going to go higher all the way up to 70%. It'll just be going up nonstop. And then I said that I hope the Fed doesn't cut rates, and I hope that everything just continues on with QT and they keep sucking money out of the market. And what happened? Dominance broke. Look at that. That is nice. That is really nice. Now it's a matter of seeing where it will go to. On the moving averages, though, finding support down here at the 50 moving average. Hopefully we can get a retest all the way down to the 200-day moving average. Because the last couple times that we've had retests of the 200-day moving average is when everyone makes a ton of money in the altcoin market. And so this retest would be perfect. I would be paying close attention to raises that are happening right now. So any of the pump science molecules that are coming out, get in on those. The market is shifting dramatically. And I think that we are going into another leg for DeSci. I think that we're going into another leg for the whole market. And so get into some of the preliminary raises. Get into some of the super small market cap coins now. It was not the best idea to be in them, the ones that are under $1 million market cap when everything's selling off, because those are going to go down 99% and then go down another 99% because they can. Now it's different. Now the market's reversing, and now would be an appropriate time to be getting $100, $500 bags into those positions in the hopes that they go up 20, 50, 100x, and you turn $100 into $10,000. That happens. Inverse Patrick. Let's go. Let's go. W Patrick. Inverse the Patrick. I reverse psychology in the market because I know that market makers watch these live streams. I know because there's like 5 or 6 of you that will talk, and there's still like 10 people that are watching. And so I know that the 10 that are watching are people like Jerome Powell, Donald Trump, the Atlanta Fed chairman, the market makers for Bitcoin, like Michael Saylor. I know that those are the people that are listening and not talking. And so they're just waiting for me personally to say something, and then they'll do the opposite of it. So I'm more than happy to do it. Gotcha, bitches. I have multiple cuts in the inside of my mouth. Those are the market makers for sure. Yeah, they are indeed. You sussed me out. I'm Powell. Damn, Sarah. Good alias. I send every stream to the SEC. No, Zach. Why are you an op? You're being an op. The grammar barrier. Mr. X told me to tell you who they were. Yep. Mr. X. I don't even know who Mr. X is. But things are coming together nicely. Solana didn't get quite as good of a pump as Ethereum, but it broke out, right? You saw that downward structure that was chilling there. I think we still have a little bit of an area of contention right here, especially as it comes to retest the 200-day moving average and this ascending trend line that it was following for many months. Honestly, a couple of years it was on that trend line, and now it's coming up on the underside of it. And so we're definitely entering into a scary spot here for Solana. But as long as Bitcoin continues upwards, then Solana should also continue upwards, right? The general thesis of the market is that Bitcoin will just pull everything higher. It is a little concerning with how extended Solana is right now, but if we could break these layers, if we get up to $200 per Solana and then hold it and let the RSI cool off for a month and then continue higher, that would be really nice, right? That would be a really nice play out if that were to take place. It's reminding me of something like this. I'll get this bar pattern here. If I can remember how to get it, bar pattern. Something like this, right? So let's drag it over. We get that pop up. That pop up above 200 and then hold above all the moving averages and the trend lines, right? And hold it. Give time for the RSI to reset. And then push to all-time highs. And then you push to all-time highs. And then hopefully it breaks, goes somewhere north of 400, maybe even 500. But yeah, that's not even that long of a time frame to do it. So May, we get some consolidation period, right? Bitcoin takes the throne as Bitcoin pushes to all-time highs, and everyone is super excited about Bitcoin. And then Bitcoin cools off, and you get that second rally in Solana, and you get those prices go crazy. In on Sui. I'm not in on Sui, but I do think it's a good one. I think that Sui is a solid one to be on. I'm just not in on it. I don't really partake in the Sui ecosystem, but it's performing better than most altcoins right here. So this is definitely getting ready. Like, this just did what I was asking Solana to do, right? It was below all the moving averages and below the trend lines. It shot up, held, and now it's showing support, and it's starting to break out again. A $13 billion market cap. Wouldn't be that surprised to see this thing rally. Who knows? 100, 200, 300%. It is doing very good. Let's see how Jupiter is doing. Jupiter lagging Solana pretty aggressively. Got so many lines and moving averages and stuff here, and all of it was useless. Caspa, I see Caspa coming back to life. Everything's coming back to life, guys. Everything. You go look at the total market cap. We saw crazy, crazy rallies in total crypto market cap here, which means everything is coming back to life. And that is really good. And that had everything to do with the Trump deal, even though it was stupid because he caused the sell-off and then he uncaused the sell-off. But that momentum, it caused everyone to make a shit ton of money or lose a shit ton of money. And so it is a good little reset there. Do you guys want to ask more questions to Bill? I know this is the Build Bill live stream and we've just been talking about the market. I'm more than happy to continue to just chat about the market, but do you guys want to ask Bill some more questions to test out what he's capable of? Let me get some ones in the chat if you want to ask Bill stuff. Let me get some twos in the chat if you guys want to just keep looking at the market. Pump my Caspa bag to $1. It's my exit to pay off the mortgage. God damn. Caspa is at 10 cents right now. Can it reach $1? It could. It might be able to. It definitely broke its bullish structure. Caspa, remember, we got into Caspa down here when it bounced off the 200-day moving average and then pushed higher. And then I think I got out of Caspa somewhere around 10 cents. So we're back to that 10 cent threshold here. Or ADA to $4. I have not looked at ADA in quite some time. The structure on Cardano looks really good. That looks a lot better than a lot of altcoins out there, actually. The structure on Cardano looks very nice. I need Bill at $1. Bill is going to $1 easily. Bill will be at $1 easily. That's only a double from the last all-time highs. So Bill to $1 is part of the scripture. Which means if you have, that's 5,000% returns. So for every dollar, you'll have $50. That's W. So yeah, I think it's written in stone. And you got to remember that's not a big market cap. That's only a $21 million market cap is Bill getting to $1. 21 million is very, very small. That's very reasonable. 21 million is a very reasonable for market cap. I think my goal is to get it to $5, but even $1 is very doable, right? You put $100 into it, you get 5,000, right? Those are some crazy returns. Crazy returns. And then we'll all sell at once and it'll just go straight down to zero. I'm just kidding. We won't do that. I need Bill at $20 to pay off the house. Yeah, I remember you saying that. $20 I think is a little bit up there, but who knows? Maybe we will. Nobody knows what's going to happen. Nobody knows. What's $20? $20 divided by 21 million. I know we did this math the other day, but if we have $20 times 21 million tokens, you got that? Okay, all right. So it has to go to $20. $420 million market cap. I feel like it has to go there now. That's just too much of a meme. 420. Come on. That's perfect. That's perfect. $20 bill. That would be insanity. You get that 10x, that 100x, that 1000x. 1000x from here. Dun, dun, dun. Who knows? When Bill starts doing his research, when Bill starts really being a formidable force, making partnerships with other DeSci projects and actually helping them with their research, actually helping them with their community management and getting them more exposure. Who knows? We start forcing the other projects to buy Bill in order to partner with him, and we send the price crazy. You see $5,000 buy orders come into Bill? Maybe. Who knows? Everything is on the table. the more realistically, the broader market realizes that there is a quantum trained AI agent that's doing simulated research, and the excitement and the euphoria of the market, right? As long as we can get it all in time for the market cycle top at the end of this year, as long as we can get it all in time for that, and we get a quantum AI agent, world's first quantum AI agent doing simulated research, $420 million market cap doesn't sound that crazy anymore. Right now it sounds crazy, especially when you ask him questions and he's struggling to pull the correct answer. Oh, goodness. No, I'm not fighting my own bag here. No. My own company, my own project, my baby. This is my child. Has Noble Blocks said anything lately, Bill, that is worth paying attention to? I held quant for 2+ years and I'm at a break even. I'm looking at selling that this weekend to deploy some Bill and others. I sold my quant a while ago. I sold quant quite some time ago. It was when it was really struggling to hold $100. Yeah. I thought for sure quant was going up to back way above all-time highs. I thought quant for sure was going to be putting in $1,000 this cycle. And then when we couldn't hold, I forget when it was. It might have been back here. I think it was back here because we started touching $100 and like it had paid off multiple times here, buying at $100 and then having it skyrocket. And then it broke below and I was like, I'm just out. This is dumb. I'm getting out. And then it went all the way down to $50. Are you looking at some other AI agents? What do you mean, Beagle? Great tokenomics, horrible marketing move by leaving Twitter. Quant left Twitter? That's crazy. Here's what Bill said about Noble. Here are the latest updates from Noble Blocks that are worth paying attention to. May 9th, Noble Blocks shared insight from their platform being more than just a peer review tool. They're focusing on combining AI integrations with concrete creation to assist researchers in boosting citations. They mentioned a near launch at the excitement surrounding their ecosystem. I heard some talk on the street about obviously Nerd Bunny, but then also Nerd Nuggets. Nice. Yeah. Computational protein design. All AI. Some of AI's biggest advancements, go ahead and hit that like on the live stream. Some of AI's biggest advancements in all of history, the biggest impact that AI has had so far has been on the biotech side of things. It has been so crazily powerful in seeking and promoting advancements. We got literally last year alone, we mapped out all of the proteins in the human body. That was something that was taking decades to do before AI came in. And then they just did it. And it was 200 million plus proteins. We had only gotten like 200,000 proteins. So they literally 1000x'd the amount of proteins in the body. That is unlocking a door for, right there, that is unlocking a door for biotech research and medicine development that has never been unlocked before. We didn't even know that the door was there. The amount of advancements we're going to see in biotech industry over the next 10 years are going to shatter everyone's expectations. Nobody even knows yet what we can do with that. Imagine what happens when we upload that entire database into Bill's system and Bill starts running simulations on some of these protein structures to see how they interact in the body on more complex systems. That's what we're talking about. That kind of stuff at scale is insane. Insane, guys. Any news on Nerd Bunny? I think they're going to redo it. I think they're going to redo Nerd Bunny. But you're gonna get, everyone's getting their refunds who partook in Nerd Bunny, and then I think they're gonna redo the whole thing because they did not execute. They're mad at Elon and went to that other social, forget its name, Blue something. Oh yeah, Blue Sky or whatever. Yeah. I don't understand why you would get political. Especially, like, terrible move from Quant. Because let's look at it for a second. Crypto bros, tech bros, finance guys love Elon. Why would you put your stake in the sand against Elon in an industry that every other person loves Elon? Why would you do that? That's so silly. That's so silly. Especially, why would you hurt your social reach in an effort to stand up against Elon? That doesn't even make sense. But it is what it is, right? It do be what it do be. Let's see what else he said. May 8th, the team announced their rapid development of AI-powered tools, researchers, and peer review funding and networking, all secured on-chain. Nice. Nice. Love to see it. Love to see it. Let's see if Noble is doing anything right now. Up 10% today. So they're getting a bit of a push here. They're getting a little bit of a push, a little recovery. Reminds me of back here. We got that first push, then a pullback, and then that second big push. You got a first push, a little bit of a pullback, and then that second big push. It is such a small market cap right now that, yeah, it makes sense. It's got a big push to get back to all those all-time highs. And I think it will. I really do. I know I've been saying it for a long time and it's just been bleeding the entire time, but the long-term value proposition of Noble Blocks is one that is not matched by many other companies in the world, let alone projects in crypto, let alone companies in decentralized science. The amount of potential that Noble Blocks has is disgusting. And so yeah, I've been holding it as it goes down, and I'm okay doing that. And as it skyrockets and proves everything right, as they continue to perform on those fundamental levels, and people realize, hey, if this was a company traded on the stock market, you'd only get an update every 3 months, not every single day in the Telegram chat with the founder. That's not something that happens. And I get that's what happens in crypto, and I'm not defending Delroy in his absence, right? But at the end of the day, you have to tune out the noise if you're going to be successful in this space. And Noble Blocks is something that I truly believe in. And I have not sold a single token. You guys remember when I said that Bio launched? Bio launched at a crazy high valuation and I sold on day one. Noble Blocks was never at that crazy high valuation. Noble Blocks launched and I didn't sell a penny. And it fell and I bought. And it went up and I didn't sell a penny. And then it collapsed and I bought. And then it went up and I bought. And then it went down and I bought. And then it went down and I bought. And then it went up and I did not sell. And then it went down and I haven't bought right now because I have a lot. And I've since changed from accumulating Noble because it got to a size that I was comfortable with to accumulating Dynx. You guys see a pattern here? I love accumulating these suckers. But guess what? Guess what? The fundamentals will win out. The fundamentals will win out, just like they did with all the other investments that I've done in which a similar story was taking place. I wasn't buying up here, but Palantir. I'm buying, then all of a sudden it starts the historic rally. And for over a year, had to argue with everyone that Palantir was a great investment for 473 days. And then it started rallying, and then it started going crazy. Now everyone thinks it's the best thing in the world. It's the same thing with Meta. I did the same thing with Meta. Did the same thing with the Research Hub, although there wasn't much of a period where Research Hub went down. But during this whole period, I'm like, Meta under $200 is insane to me. Insane. And everyone's like, Meta's going to zero, you idiot. And then it skyrockets up to $1,000, $700. You go look at Research Hub. Didn't really take place like that. This was one of those beautiful ones that are rare, but generally speaking, you're gonna go through periods in which you lose a bunch of money, right? I'm like, holy shit, Brian Armstrong has a project. I'm gonna buy, bam. Oh my fucking God. It's beautiful. Is beautiful. I think releasing a second project like Nerd Bunny is premature because the main project didn't get enough attention. I definitely see that, Zaj. I definitely see that. The thing is, it's supposed to be like a tool on Noble's platform, the AI researcher, the AI research assistant, right? So I understand it is definitely a little premature to do a second token and a second project. But they're like additional features in the Noble Blocks ecosystem. And ultimately, my opinion doesn't really matter on that one. If DeSci teams just copied what Axon team's doing, we would be up 100x. Yeah, probably, honestly. Axon, what you don't see is Axon spending hundreds of thousands of dollars in marketing. Axon spends hundreds of thousands of dollars in marketing. It's wild. Like, they've gotten multiple posts about Axon from Cryptos R Us, right? That guy charges mid 5 figures for a post. That guy is charging 20 grand to post. I don't know. I haven't seen his rate card in probably a year and a half, maybe even more. So I don't know the exact specifics, but I imagine it's higher than it was. And it's fine. He brings a lot of exposure, but every single time they start a new deal flow with someone like that, it goes crazy. Yeah. DeSci is working to copy Axon in that regard. DeSci absolutely is. They're going to be running some marketing campaigns here soon, especially now that they did the whole rebranding and they got some research on their platform and they got everything squared away to actually be able to onboard and accept that influx of people. DeSci getting ready. I mean, look at how much time DeSci spent up here. That was very nice. I think we'll be going straight back up to those prices pretty soon. Like, look at how quickly it like, you have to remember that it did that move before. I know the excitement was there and things were different and we had snipers and everything, but the fact it didn't sell off immediately means that there were a lot of people hanging on tight right there. So that move happened before. That move can happen again, given the same level of excitement. Will it happen just like that? Probably not. But I do think that we will see that influx again. I think that DeSci belongs up $10 plus. DeSci is definitely copying the Axon way because Axon founders are advisors for DeSci. Plus, DeSci's just good. DeSci's just really effing good, guys. The team is there. The team is relentless. The team is young. The team is driven. The team is young. The team is driven. They're out here putting out new frameworks instead of just copying existing ones so that they can be innovative and they can advance the space and they can give new ways to do things. Instead of just the IP tokens, they created their own WeDia on-chain IP and data layer. So they're going to be coming out with those IP tokens that are more Web3 orientated, more decentralized in nature. So this will be really nice to see. And then a third layer still under wraps. I'm interested to see what this ends up being. But all of it in the broader ecosystem to just advance medical research for personalized research. That space is enormous. That space, like I said, let's bring it full circle as we wrap out the live stream. I know we talked about Bill a good amount here, but let's bring it full circle. Last year, we had the protein mapping, the structural formation of proteins in the body got mapped out entirely. I'm talking going from 200,000 proteins being mapped to 200 million proteins being mapped. They completely finished the protein structures that we know of in the body. right? What you can do now with that information is model out how those proteins will interact in complex systems. And essentially that means that you can now use AI and machine learning processes to test drug development in biological systems in simulated environments. I know it sounds complicated, but it's really not. Instead of now having to develop a drug, test it in worms and mice and rats and humans and monkeys and all these other creatures and prove that it's super efficient, and then only make it through to monkeys when you realize that it actually destroys and causes all these terrible side effects, and then go back to the drawing board and have wasted $500 million getting to that point. Now you can save disgusting amounts of money and scale rapidly by doing those processes in a simulated environment and knocking out the poor drugs before they actually reach anything, knocking out those therapies, knocking out tons of errors that are super expensive in this industry. And DeSci is one of the companies that are really pushing the envelope here, and they're putting it on chain, and they're showing that you can do it in a decentralized manner. Poseidon DAO has an extremely bright future, and especially with the team that they've put together. We're talking the advisors from Axon, Chris and Mac, helping out with the marketing and helping out with the connections and helping out with, oh, we tried that and it didn't work, you should just do the way that we did it. And you guys just said that Axon are doing things the best way in DeSci. And so if you love that, you should love DeSci as well. And then you got the two founders, Ayat, who just received her PhD, and Marco, who's working relentlessly. I believe he's still working on his PhD as well. But regardless, they are both young and ready to go. They are both young and relentless leaders who are going to make a name for themselves. They have something to prove. They're trying to enter into an industry that just received some of the largest funding cuts ever in the history of the industry. Trump is out here slashing budgets constantly, just maybe not constantly, but slashing budgets to the NIH, slashing grants to researchers, trying to make it more efficient in the long term, but in the short term, decimating academia. And here DeSci is, here Poseidon DAO is, here Axon is, here is all of DeSci ready to take on that influx of users. So really, genuinely, I'm very excited for what comes from Poseidon DAO. I'm extremely excited for what comes from DeSci, and I hope you guys are as well, because we are witnessing one of the largest industry shifts that anyone has ever seen. Ever. I'm excited to share it with you guys. Bullish on DeSci, baby. Yeah! All right, somebody clip that so I can post it on the page, please. That was clean. That was good. Aleta Biosciences making moves as well. New EEG device 3D printed. Let's go. Yes, I did actually see that. I did see Aleta Biosciences talking about their little, it looked like an old version of a computer, right? Yeah, this little guy. That's cool though. That's really cool. A 3D printed medtech device could scale at a disgusting rate. So bullish on them. That was really good on them. Let's see what comes from it. They're the first ones I'm seeing, I think, use the 3D printing. I know Axon was working on something that was 3D printed, but then they abandoned it to go for the Cure Ring, which I think was a W move. Because the device that they were working on was cool, but I don't think that it is as sellable as the rings that they got. But Aleta Bioscience, they're not even following me. WTF, man. WTF. Let's go. All right, guys. I have to go McTrate. This weekend, here's the game plan. Here's the game plan, guys. Some of the questions confuse Bill still. He's got all of his tools. He's got a news tool, he's got a price search tool, he's got a white paper tool, and he's got the date and everything, and he's got chat history all built into it, right? So he's constantly paying attention to all the chats that he's going to be in, and he's got a log that he can search for in order to understand context better, right? So that infrastructure is there. What I now need to do is go through and see where he's getting confused and add some clarity in the prompts for each of the tool use cases, the descriptions of the tools, the prompts that are used to create the tools. That should not take much more than a day. I should honestly be done with that today. We'll see how long it actually ends up taking, but that should be all good today, which means my goal is for Monday to put Bill into the Diamond member chat so that we can actually scale him and test him at scale, right? And here's the secret sauce. All of you guys who are here all the time, I appreciate you guys being here with me. After I've tested him in the Diamond chat, we'll put him in the regular chat, and I will attempt to integrate him into Discord, which is a little bit more complicated, but that you guys don't care about that. We partner with DeSci projects, and we put Bill in their Telegram chats. Okay? We go look at some of the DeSci projects like Poseidon DAO, right? And we go put Bill in the Telegram chat to be a master resource for anyone who comes into their Telegram chat asking questions. You know how people join the Telegram chats and they're constantly like, what is this project? Where's the white paper? How do I buy this? I have a problem here. I couldn't get this to work. And you know, they're constantly in there, wicked annoying. You put Bill in. We partner with these projects. We put Bill in. We scale Bill. And he is there as a master resource for those people in those group projects. He's effectively a community moderator in that sense. But what we get out of that is insight and on what's going on in those projects. He's there as a fly on the wall, listening to all their conversations, gauging social sentiment, seeing if the founders leak any cool information, getting updates to the community as soon as possible, becoming a staple brand name for decentralized science, just like what the goal was for him, right? We want him everywhere. We want him to be me on steroids if I could be online 24/7 and had an infinite memory. He becomes the face of DeSci. Anytime someone's asking questions about DeSci, their go-to thought process is Bill. And then we capture that market. The entire DeSci market knows of Bill. Most companies partner with Bill. And then we continue to scale. We start getting him involved in some of their research proposals. We start getting him involved in some of the research itself. And we see how far we can scale it. Thank you. Hopefully you guys see the vision. He's also a meme. He's also funny. He also produces his own content. He also is just lit. It's Bill, the DeSci guy. Your time is your most valuable asset. Hopefully this was worth investing into. I appreciate you guys being here with me. Happy Friday. Go do something. Take care of yourself. And I will see you all on Monday.